Well, his murder trial divided the nation, and now his death is doing the same. O.J. has been a polarizing figure for decades. Let's bring in TMZ's Charles Latibaudiere joining me live with reaction. Charles, thanks so much for joining us here in Houston. Can you give us your initial reaction to the news of his death? Was your team there surprised? Because we saw a video not too long ago where O.J. said, "Hospice? Ha, no, I'm fine. My health is good."
Yeah, Sally, would you be surprised if OJ was telling less than the truth in that video?
No, I would not.
We now know that that was the case. Now, he was not at that point, he was telling the truth, I guess you could say, that he was not in hospice care. He did know that he was battling cancer at that point. He found out last year, almost a year ago, that he had prostate cancer, is what we're told. And it spread. And, you know, there was a point where he seemed to be wanted people to believe that he had beat cancer. It was spreading, and he did end up in hospice care as of last week. He'd been in and out of the hospital, we're told, for about the last 6 months, getting treatments. And then last week, they made the decision that he should be at home. He wanted to be at home, we're told, and certainly knew that the end was coming. He had a hospice care plan when he went home. And as of last Friday, people started arriving at his home to say goodbye, essentially. We're told there were at least 30 different people who came, you know, close friends, family members who came to say their goodbyes. And when he died on Wednesday, he was, as the family said in the statement, surrounded by his children and his grandchildren, all four of his children, the older ones, Jason and Arnell, as well as Sydney and Justin, his two children with Nicole Brown-Simpson, which obviously raises some eyebrows because there wasn't a lot known about what their relationship was, Sydney and Justin, with OJ since he got out of prison. But they were there by his side.
Is there any word on OJ's final words? A lot of people have wondered, was there a deathbed confession? Do you think that anything like that was possible?
Certainly possible, but I would say highly unlikely. As for what was actually said to the people who were there, we don't know. And we do know this, that his people made sure that everyone that came to say goodbye to him before they went into the room, he was set up with hospice in his master bedroom. But everyone had to sign an NDA, and no phones were allowed in the room when they were talking to OJ. So if there was something said, nobody's supposed to talk about it. But I got to tell you, Sally, it is so unlikely. I mean, everything we know about O.J. Simpson, he had convinced himself that he didn't do it, and that there would be no reason to confess anything. And it would be an absolute shock to me if that was something that he said to anybody, friends or family, that he made any sort of confession. He had, you know, lived his life for the last 30 years convincing the world and himself that he did not do it. So, or at least trying to convince the world. I don't know how successful he was with that, but had certainly convinced himself.
And Charles, real quick before we let you go, millions were glued to that slow-speed chase involving the infamous white Bronco. Where is it now? Can the public actually see it?
It is a very weird place. It is in Tennessee. It's in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, at a museum. It's called Alcatraz East, and they have had it there since, I believe, 2020. They basically are leasing it from the owner of the Bronco, who is a private citizen, someone who used to be a manager or agent for OJ. And he bought it and is leasing it to them. So you can go see it at that museum.
You go to Dollywood, you go see the Bronco. All right. Hey, Charles, thank you so much for joining us from TMZ. Have a great weekend.
You
Up
too.
next, a top